BC, what up, guys? I'm going to do a Gimme 10 impulses, which was started by Fred Bigstar1000. I've seen a few of the videos. It was Fred. Fred's stuff was great. And Anders in Stockholm, Chris Baskett, FXP, Tom Minko, if I pronounce your last name, I'm sorry. FXP. Paul just uploaded one. I'm going to show you some of my impulses that I have in my collections I've been collecting over the years. Being Coltrane is the most titles that I have on the impulse. I love Coltrane stuff. One of my favorite probably is my favorite saxophone player. But I'm going to start it off with, if I get the years wrong, I'm a little nervous. I haven't did any videos in a long time. So let me show you what I have. I'm going to start off with one of my favorites. It's going to be something that's not my favorite. Well, pretty much anything that you own is your favorite. I'm just going to show you some of the ones that I like a lot. So here's one here. And I'm surprised nobody showed any McCoy Tyner. McCoy Tyner, I mean, he is like the backbone of the John Coltrane Quintet. His solo stuff is to be reckoned with. All his stuff. This one here, Today and Tomorrow. This was released in 1964. This is a first pressing mono. Love the glossy feel. The lineup was killer. John Gilmore, of course, Elvin Jones, Butch Warren, and Jimmy Garrison on bass, Thad Jones on trumpet, and Frank Strozier on alto sax. I was after this record for a long time. And I remember listening to it. I was just like, man, I had this on the CD for a long time. I said, I gotta have a vinyl. I ended up scoring this some years back. But this is it here, mono copy, A63. Here's the gatefold, the young McCoy Tyner. And that's it here, the label, 1964 McCoy Tyner. I'm gonna go through these. And pretty much Autumn Leaves and A Night in Tunisia on here is really great. The Dizzy Gillespie track, the written track. McCoy, one of the great piano players of the time, man. One of my favorites. Number two, by a lot of people been showing these Archie Sheps, man. Archie Shep was good, man. Great. I mean, great. He's under the Coltrane alumni. You know, they all went under Coltrane, learned the game, and came out with their own type of thing. Mama Too Tight, Archie Shep. It's a great record, man. I remember hearing this in some of those older Clint Eastwood movies in the late 60s, early 70s, which he's another jazz aficionado, Clint Eastwood. And then what's so special about this one, this is one of my early impulse buys. This is a pretty rare one. Top, it takes a lot to do that. Mama Too Tight. This one Now we're moving on to one of the great jazz bass players of all time. I mean, his catalog is so extensive, man. I don't even have everything. I have a decent amount, but of him, I'm gonna be collecting him. He's just like Miles Davis, so much stuff, you know. And that's Charles Mingus, plays piano. Charles Mingus playing piano. You like, wait a minute, this guy's a bass player. This is tripped out. But this album is really, really good. I was after this one for a long time. I remember Fatback Funk did he did like a jazz video on that, and he talked about Mingus. This is really good. You could throw this on, and you could just sit back and relax. You can have a drink. It's great dinner time music. I mean, just laid back. Uh, this one's A60. This was released in '63 when he did those runs of those great Impulse albums. And this is our original mono pressing. And I remember reading that he didn't like Van Gelder, Rudy Van Gelder. But I've been running across a lot, some of his impulses. He does have this one has the Van Gelder stamp on it right at the bottom down here. But he wasn't a fan of Rudy Van Gelder. And that's, I've read that in some of the columns. I remember Paul even mentioned it too on one of the comments too, which is true. And that's Mingus piano. Probably, this is tough, but it's between this one and Black Saint and the Center Lady. It's probably my favorite Mingus. It goes back and forth. This one always stays just a little bit of a. I know everybody's been showing this one. This was my first Mingus, by the way. First one I ever bought. Mono A54. Mingus. Mingus, 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 and again, Mingus with the gatefolds. My first Mingus Impulse. This was, man, I was so glad to score this one. I remember when I got it up in Chicago at Reckless. Paid about 49 bucks. I remember, man, I was blown when I saw the record. The guy said, dude, you need to check this out. And guess what it is? White label promo. Just like my Archie Shep. White label promo, man. This album kills. This is a baby here. I mean, of course you like Mood Indigo. Mood Indigo is like a killer. But, I don't really want to go into the tracks because people are familiar with this. Celia, I mean, this stuff is great. Mingus, let me show it again. White label. Mingus, Mingus, Mingus. Next one. Pharoah Sanders' first Impulse release. I believe FXP showed this one. I believe Chris Basket too, I think, showed this one too. One track. I'm still after his first album. But for the one track on here, this is his first on Impulse. He did another album. Can't remember the name of it, but I know it. This one here, this one, just to get this one for that track, Upper Egypt, Lower Egypt is the one to get. This is monster. 64. I know the year. This is the year. Man, 64 was dangerous, man. 64. Coltrane Crescent. Love this record. How it was a fire in the original tapes, so the Love Supreme was all because he has the 45 RPM. I also have that one too. That's a great pressing, man. They did a great job with that pressing. Have the mono is great, man. This is like the highly sought after. But even if you're trying to get a stereo is even good to get. And by the way, Needle Groove. I remember he was talking about um, any other ones that have a white spine. Coltrane did have one more with the white spine. I actually going to show that one. This one actually features Eric Dolphy. This one. This one features Eric Dolphy. This is one to really get up against the wall. India is the track. India is the one to get. In John Coltrane. They both were white label promos. And I couldn't get both. I wanted both of them because I love those white label promos. How they look. They look so cool and sound so great. They're like first presents. here. Sorry, I don't want to waste any time. And then there was the Duke and John Coltrane. I ended up getting the regular one. I had a 45 RPM one. I like that one a lot. I still have that one. And this is like mono 830. This is one of the other ones I like a lot too by Coltrane. In a sentimental mood. Big Nick. I'm sorry. Yeah, Big Nick and Angelica, I'm sorry, which is a Duke Ellington tune. This was a great one too. I remember the movie Love Jones with Neil Long and Lorenz Tate. They played that song. Even on the soundtrack, it's on there, but this is one to get to. Now, the funny thing now, because I collected these over the past couple of years, some years back, a lot of this stuff I don't even hardly see anymore at the shops now. A lot of that stuff, you have to get that stuff online. That's when everything was running. I want to say that's my 10. That's all the 10 that I have, guys. But I wanted to get in on that, man. I'm sorry if I forgot about Noodle Group, man. That was a great breakdown. I mean, everybody that did those impulses, man, they had some killer collections, man. There's some great impulse out there. There's a lot of stuff out there. I'm gonna show you another one that I got from this year. FXP showed this one. Tom showed this one, and yeah, this was nice. This is 11, but you know, but this is a great one. This is Charlie Hayden solo with the big lineup, man. This album is so good, man. The way it's broken into the orchestrations, man. This is so good. All right, VC. I'm back. I'm gonna do some more videos. Hope you like my video, guys. Give me 10 impulse. Peace.